This is so specific. It shows you how you are uniquely you, and that no one who has been born before you, or they've done the math, which I can't even do the math, but not until like 2050 will there be enough people born in the world to possibly have the same strengths as you.
We are Gold Ivy.
Our mission is to empower you to own and unleash your truth.
Stories of resiliency are gold, and ivy grows in hard places.
Those hard places are what creates space for light to shine through.
You decide what works for your daily life and how to transform our lessons into your gold.
This is Ivy Unleashed,
a Gold Ivy production.
Hey everyone, Brooke here. One of my biggest goals for 2025 is to improve my energy, and I know I'm not alone in that. I also know I'm not alone in what I'm about to say next. Every morning when I wake up, the first thing I look forward to is my morning cup of coffee. What I don't look forward to is how much I rely on it to get me through the day and the stomach upset and crashes that come with it. I know it's hard on my hormones, energy, and stress levels, but man, is it a hard habit to break. Can anyone else relate? I want quick and easy, and I want energy. Saying goodbye completely to caffeine is out of the question for me, but trying it in a new way, that I'm open to. So let me tell you about my new obsession, everyday dose. Would you believe me if I told you my new morning cup of energy includes the following, and all in one simple scoop? We've got L-theanine, an amino acid that works to increase focus, balance insulin levels, metabolism, and lower stress and cortisol. We've got low acidity coffee extract, finally coffee that doesn't give me a stomach ache. Collagen protein to improve my gut health, skin, and nails. Chaga, a type of mushroom that supports immune system. And my favorite, lion's mane, a natural nootropic that helps reduce brain fog and boost my mood. In addition to it being the easiest and most effective morning routine, it's free of artificial sweeteners, additives, mycotoxins, and mold. I feel at ease knowing what's going in my body, all while feeling energized, calm, and focused all day. Check out their coffee starter kit. It comes with free gifts every month like a frother, gunmetal spoon, breathwork app, and more. Join Andrew and myself as we start our year and all 365 days with Everyday Dose. Visit everydaydose.com/goldivy and get your coffee starter kit delivered straight to your door. Use our code GOLDIVY to get up to 30% off your first order.
Who wants to know what I discovered that's an absolute game changer with my hormones, stress level, and quality of my sleep? I am not one to talk about supplements, but after learning all about magnesium, I have to fill you in. In May of last year, I tested my hormones, and my doctor explained to me that most women are deficient in magnesium, how important magnesium is, and how the brand of magnesium matters. First, magnesium is involved in hundreds of biochemical reactions in your body. Cortisol regulation, take magnesium. Better sleep, magnesium. Muscle soreness and recovery, magnesium. Combat depression and anxiety, magnesium. The list of magnesium's benefits go well beyond those examples. I asked for the best brand of magnesium, and my doctor said hands down, Smidge. She prefers Smidge because it's super clean and made in small batches. No fillers or common allergens, and non-GMO. Smidge's magnesium is made with a premium form of magnesium called glycinate complex. After taking the 100 milligram capsule of Smidge Evening Magnesium every night for just a week, I noticed how much better I felt in the morning. Melatonin and other sleep aids can make me groggy or give me weird dreams. Smidge's magnesium has improved my energy levels, reduced my anxiety, and my digestive health has never been better. I do my best to take it every single night to keep reaping all the benefits. I'm telling you, Smidge Magnesium is a game changer. The majority of adult women are deficient in magnesium, and we don't want you to be one of them. To experience the health benefits of Smidge Evening Magnesium as soon as possible, go to getsmidge.com or find the link in the show notes and be sure to use code GOLDIVY10 for a 10% discount. That's getsmidge.com and code GOLDIVY10 at checkout, and let us know how great Smidge Magnesium makes you feel as well. And now to this episode of the Ivy Unleashed podcast.
Welcome back to the Ivy Unleashed podcast. First of all, it smells good in here.
It does. We've got some essential oils rolling. We've got Ronai Brumett in the house. actually physically in our house, and she brought the essential oils. She's bringing an unlimited amount of knowledge today, and we are so excited. It's actually kind of hard to pick what we're going to talk about today because this woman has all these certifications, life experience. She doesn't look like it, but she's a grandmother. And I actually met Ronai in my garage. I was having a garage sale a year or two ago. And now I go to her house to get organic eggs and smell her essential oils. And she is here for a very different reason. So first of all, welcome to Ivy Unleashed.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here.
Let's first talk about this essential oil. How did you get into essential oils? What are we smelling? Why is this important?
Okay, right now what we're smelling is citrus bliss. It is my happy place. It literally helps to calm everything. So I am a certified essential oil coach. And one of the things, do you know about aromatherapy and how it works? Okay, so you know it works with your amygdala. And the fastest way to your amygdala, which is your emotional center, is through your olfactory senses. So you breathe it in, goes to your amygdala, down your pituitary, your thyroid, your parathyroid, your hypothalamus, and your whole limbic system goes, See how I kind of stressed you out there for a minute?
I rest my case. This woman, that what is just in her brain is why she's here. And today what we're going to talk about is super interesting. So Ronai is a Gallup certified CliftonStrengths coach, a certified Unleash Your Strengths coach, a speaker and strategist. She helps people discover what's right with them, love that, and turns that into purpose-driven action. And so Brooke and I, we took this CliftonStrengths assessment, and this is so fun to talk about. And what we want to make sure you know is this is also going to apply to you. And the reason why we really want to talk about strengths is so much we're talking about what we got to work on, what we got to fix, what we got to set goals for, what we're not doing, right? And part of why we started Ivy Unleashed is all about self-discovery.
Yes.
If we know ourselves, we can know what we're passionate about. We can know how we work. We can express what we love. We can express what we need. And so we really, really want you to tap into thinking about what your strengths are. Consider taking this assessment. Okay. Because I found it fascinating.
I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Ronai came in. She's like, I'm going to tell you all about yourself. I'm like, yes.
So I purposely, when we met at the garage sale, I wanted to know everything about you. And I was so excited to get to know you. I live right down the street, but I purposely have not listened to this podcast because I wanted to tell you about yourselves without knowing anything about you.
Ooh.
So I got your assessments last night.
Yeah.
So this is what I know from last night.
Okay, so let's quick get a little overview about this strength, because we've talked about human design. We've talked about different strength finder assessments in the past, but what is so special about the Clifton one?
So a lot of assessments give you a general idea, like the DISC. If like in the DISC, I'm a high I, which just means I'm a high energy person. I love to be around teams and team building, and it's general. This is so specific. It shows you how you are uniquely you, and that no one who has been born before you, or they've done the math, which I can't even do the math, but not until like 2050 will there be enough people born in the world to possibly have the same strengths as you.
Wow.
Like, and my mentor knows the numbers, and he's going to be so embarrassed that I don't know these numbers. I just haven't memorized them because I have so many other things in my head. But essentially, the top 5, it is really unique that anybody has the same top 5, but they're going to be in a different order. And that's like 1 in 30,000 or something. But as soon as you add the 6, like it exponentially doubles the 7th. And in 34 strengths, no one who has been born so far has the same in the same order as you'd have.
Wild.
So there's 34.
There's 34.
Andrew and I have completely different ones, which
Nothing
I
in
don't know if
common.
that's good or bad. I'm a little nervous.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay, yay.
I did some really fun stuff that I think is kind of unique to what I do.
Okay.
I have a lot of life experience. I am a collector of certifications. Up until recently, I would tell you I'm a holistic health coach, but now I'm leaning more into the strengths coaching, still with all of the value added of my essential oil coaching, my emotion code practitioner So all of
And
these
don't
things.
you also do like hypnotherapy too?
Yes, I'm
It's
a board
endless.
certified hypnotherapist. And in fact, I take your strengths and I create unique hypnotherapy sessions, like a recording that is so specific to you, it won't work for anyone else.
Wow.
Can you hypnotize me to not need caffeine and coffee?
So I'm not a magician, but it's something we could talk about.
I'm just thinking, this essential oil, the citrus, I'm like feeling good. Your energy here. You're going to talk about our strengths. And like, okay, I already feel a little hypnotized.
Good. It feels good in here. I like it.
Well, I can slow my voice down.
There we go.
We could start in that conversation.
I love it. Okay, so what do Andrea and I need to know about our strengths?
Okay.
Let's dive in.
So let's start. Who do you want me to talk about first?
I'll go last. Let's
Okay.
start with Andrea.
So let's start with Andrea. Andrea, I want you to tell me if this rings true for you.
Okay.
Would it be accurate to say that you love to do everything in a way, and by everything, do a podcast, go grocery shopping, brush your hair, like everything, that word everything can be switched out, in a way that honors your desire to move people forward, and you need time to think, create, and or learn?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You like to set goals.
Oh, yes.
You like to meet new people and win them over.
Yes.
You love input. You like to bring all the information in.
100%.
Okay, that was your number 5, your number 1, and your number 10 strength. You don't like to be weighed down with getting to know somebody absolutely super deep. Like you're not about just having 2 friends and 2 friends only. Like you like to bring in lots of people.
Yes.
You love everything to be uplifting and positive. Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on. I have something here.
I'm like the more the merrier person. Like I don't want to leave anybody out.
Yes. So tell me if this is a person that you think is pretty awesome. I love to do everything in a way that honors my desire to move people forward and think, create, and learn. I do that best by bringing intensity and effort to the most important areas of my life. I spend time every day interacting with people. I aim for first place, so I always finish strong. I help others see the humor and positive side of life. I stretch the circle wider, finding ways to get more people involved. I use my passion for learning and add value to my own and others' lives. I am the catalyst. When others are stuck, I make decisions and get going. I honor my values. They help keep me on course during tough times. I share my vision for a better future, and I am always exploring, always curious.
Couldn't have been more who I am through and through.
So do you see how that is so specific to you?
Yes.
Okay. I have a lot of things here, but let's move on to Brooke for a second.
Can I say something quick?
Absolutely.
I literally just said to my fiance, what was it, yesterday or the day before? We're talking about, we have an on-site coordinator. We will for our wedding. And I'm like, there still needs to be someone to like make the decisions. So I feel like throughout the day, there's going to be little things. And I was like, I'm just going to make Andrea that person. Like she knows me. Like if it's like, do you want the flowers moved in here? Like, don't ask me, ask Andrea. She'll say yes or no. Like she knows me. She'll make the decision. So literally that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And one more thing before we get into Brooke. You have to be a decision maker when you take this assessment because you have 20 seconds. Did you time out at all?
No, I did it really fast. I was just like, okay, gut reaction, go.
Yeah.
So maybe
But
I
there
didn't-
was like, I was making coffee and trying to like pour it into my cup as I'm like carrying my phone around doing this. No, it's like, you have to make a decision very fast. And some of them, it was kind of hard to pick. Like, do I want a deep conversation with one person or include everyone? I'm like, both. I want both.
Yeah.
of
Then
them.
I had just hit neutral.
Yeah.
Like that option was great for me.
Yeah.
So neutral is a good option, but the more you can be like, actually, I do like this one over this one, the more accurate. I mean, the test is super accurate, but if you hit too many neutral, the test is actually invalid. It won't give you a result.
Yeah. It's like, give me
I
something.
didn't hit too many. I just want to preface that.
I hit quite a lot of neutrals as well, but the more I've learned about it, the more I'm like, actually really, and you only have 20 seconds. So go with that gut decision of this one or that one. All right. So, Brooke, you are an executor influencer, which means, would it be accurate to say that you love to do everything in a way that honors your desire to make sure things are done the right way and move people forward?
I think so.
Yeah, see, you're thinking about that. So what that is that's your responsibility going, I'm committing to this. Responsibility is 3 for you. Like that's high. Like if you commit to something, you commit to it. And it probably drives you a little insane when people say, I'm going to do this, and then they don't.
Yeah.
She puts things on a list instantly and like will not move on with her day until it's done. Like I feel like the value is it will get done.
Yeah.
It's
I think that comes from childhood though, of like someone saying they're going to be there and they're not. And like, so that is like deeply ingrained in me of if you say you're going to do something, like follow through or give me the heads up, you're not going to be there.
Yeah.
Yes. And you have discipline high also, which means you like structure and routine. You like things to be done a certain way. You also, number 5 is communication. You love to tell stories. You love the interacting with people in that storytelling mode, which is why this is perfect for you. You have harmony high. You seek areas of agreement. It's your number 1. You do not like conflict. This is why for your wedding, you're like, I just want to focus on this and let somebody else take care of all the stuff where they can be bridezilla because you're not gonna.
Amen.
You're gonna be bridezilla.
I have no problem handling conflict. Let's go. What decision needs to be made? Brooke needs harmony.
Love that.
That's your activator and belief. I'm sorry, this is back to Andrea. Activator and belief. You're like, I'm going to think it, I'm going to do it, and it's going to be in my values.
Yep.
All right. So Brooke, you love to be a cheerleader for people. You love to cheer them on, help them develop themselves into a better person. All right. And you are future focused. You're not looking back. In fact, context is your 34. Like you don't look back. Like something happened 5 seconds ago. It's okay. It's in the past. We're going to move forward and we're going to do it in a beautiful way. You're a good Tetris person. Like you love to put things into place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't necessarily know about the game Tetris, but
no, I'm old.
Idea behind it.
I love Tetris. Oh man, I found a new game on my phone. It's just like it. It's so good. You would love it, Brooke.
Okay. Let me put it on my list.
It's all about like fitting blocks and pieces and weird angles into like you can do that. You love doing
She loves
that.
it with scheduling.
So let me see. And this is just my really quick. I have more in-depth things for you. This is what Gallup gives you. This is called your take action page. I just turn around and I turn it into I am statements.
I love that.
So I love to do everything in a way that honors my desire to make sure things are done the right way and move others forward. I do this best by using my gift for stimulating conversation to connect with others and inspire them. I help others find common ground through practical solutions. I create fair systems to establish and build trust. I take ownership for the things that matter to me most. I share my vision for a better future with those around me. I improve effectiveness and efficiency by reorganizing resources. I create structure and keep things organized. I look for opportunities to do important work where I can help others raise the bar. I spend time every day interacting with people, and I recognize and cultivate the potential in others.
Oh, I feel like that's just very affirming for what I'm doing in life. Like, tell me you're supposed to be a health coach without telling me you're supposed to be a health coach.
And yoga instructor and podcaster. I feel like all of those things kind of align with your values.
Yeah.
I love that you use the word affirming because affirmations don't work.
Oh, hot take. Work. Say more.
Because your brain, you say, I am rich, and your brain goes, are you kidding me? Have you looked in your pocket? Have you looked in your bank? If you turn it into an affirmation, turn it into the form of a question, why am I so rich? Your brain is going to look for the answers, right? Ooh. So why am I so rich? Well, you got $5 in your pocket. You've got $20 in the bank. And oh my gosh, have you seen all your friends?
Oh, that's
You're a rich
good.
person. But your brain can't tell you no because you took this assessment. So when you turn these into I am statements, your brain goes, yeah, I am all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's why this assessment is so incredibly valuable.
Yeah. And anyone who takes it, you get this printout, which is so awesome. I mean, you're changing it to the I am, but everything you're reading, it's whoever's listening, take this time. Like you will get this as well. And you can change those into the affirmations.
Yes.
Affirmations.
So then I want to show you, okay, Brooke See here we have communication in common. So I want to share this with you. So when you look at communication, the first 5 strengths that you have, Gallup has taken those and looked at your strengths in the 34, like in the order that they're in, and it's created with your top 5 how you uniquely use those. So here's a fun thing. I coach a family of 5, and they all have developer at number 5. No, 3 of the 5 have developer at number 5. But they were arguing about how this worked. And I was like, yes, you have developer at number 5, but you're an executor. So you want to make sure things are done the right way. You have developer at number 5, but you're a strategic thinker. You need time to think, create, and learn. And you have number 5 as developer, but you're a relationship builder. So you want to connect with the right people. So how you use your strength is different. I have communication at number 4, and you have communication at number 5. So I want you to read your first section there for communication.
This orange box?
Yes.
Because of your strengths, you now and then change the topic when people are having difficulty talking with one another. Perhaps you bring newcomers or outsiders together by sharing your ideas, telling stories, or reenacting humorous incidents. You might serve as the initiator of good discussions or interesting personal conversations.
Okay. So my because of your strengths doesn't come until my 4th paragraph. So I'm going to read that part because I like comparing apples to apples. Because of your strengths, you easily engage others in conversation. You seek to make discoveries about each individual's unique traits. You ask questions to understand someone's hopes, successes, goals, experiences, talents, strengths, and or interests.
So just because we have this as our top whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean it means the same thing.
You use it differently.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. And then Andrea, you and I both have woo number 1.
Not
Woo.
the woo you would think.
Woo is winning others over.
Oh, sure.
So I want.
I know. I was like, oh, really?
That's surprising.
I think I've missed something.
like woo woo being
Oh,
woo
yeah.
woo.
Yeah.
Like super.
That's what I.
No, woo. Yeah. I get called woo woo all the time. So I get that.
She's a one woo.
Yeah, I'm working on getting up to 2. You're closer to 2 than me, I think.
I'm definitely 2.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
All right. So what does your first paragraph in orange there say?
Chances are good that you are sociable, friendly, and genuinely interested in people. These qualities attract others to you. Your welcoming nature enhances the self-esteem of many individuals. You also foster within them a true sense of belonging.
So my chances are good is actually my last paragraph. It says, chances are good you are passionate about life. Your upbeat personable style attracts people. Your ability to deal with whatever happens wins over many individuals. You look for and find the good in people, opportunities, processes, events, and even difficulties.
So different.
Now,
so cool.
We also have positivity at number 3.
Oh.
So if you look at your positivity, it's number 3, correct?
Let me go back to woo quick. So if you have woo, does that mean you're a people pleaser or is that completely different? Winning people over, that's kind of where my brain goes. So I'm curious.
You like to meet new people. You like it when people like you. Mm-hmm. And it's frustrating when people don't.
Yes.
It doesn't necessarily mean you're a people pleaser, but sometimes you can be for me, I can be a bit of a chameleon because I also have empathy, number 2. But that doesn't mean that that's who you are with your woo.
Mine is like, how many different angles can I try to impress you until I win you over?
Yeah.
Can I listen to you more? Can I tell you a story? Can I run a marathon to impress you? Can I
But I'm not going to speak up or not speak up to offend you.
Yeah, I
or
think also
care.
this has to do with my childhood. Gaining attention from your parents. How I got that was winning stuff.
Yes. You also have competition high.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was a musical theater major. It used to drive my husband nuts, and I don't do this as much anymore, but I used to walk in a room and go, the fun has arrived, and he's like, oh my gosh, you're like, stop it.
I love
But
that.
he's a 5 executor for
That's something
strategic
you would
thinker.
do.
I do it all the time.
He and I are polar opposites. He is like Mr. Cellophane. He's like, don't look at me, just look right through me. It's okay. You have woo as well. It's lower. I think it's 9.
Okay.
I don't have your report in front of me. So, but you use woo in a different way. like to meet new people and you want to put them at ease. You want to listen to them. You want to bring them in, correct? That's because you have harmony. So you're not going to rock the boat with them. You're going to just be like, okay, how can we be friends and just make it all comfortable for you?
That is like exactly how it works on our podcast too. Like a lot of times I'm kicking up, I'm like, welcome, and this is happening. And she's like, let's make you more comfortable guest and let me ask you more about your life.
Yes.
So it works well together.
Yeah. I mean, I can just see this playing out, which I want to get into as business partners. Also someone listening with their husband or their significant other. Like, how do you both take these exams and then use it to improve your relationship, improve your business?
Funny you should say that. I have that coming up.
We're coming at you with important information, warnings, and a solution. Sharing health and wellness gold with you is what we do. And so when we learned alarming information about devices that we routinely use, and we know you do too, we have to share it with you.
What most people don't realize is that the electronic devices we're using, cell phones, Wi-Fi, laptops, and Bluetooth, emit electromagnetic fields, or EMFs. The devices we're holding by our brains, on our skin, by our reproductive parts are emitting EMFs, and prolonged exposure to EMF radiation has been associated with potential health concerns, including neurological effects, impacts on reproductive health, and sleep disturbances.
Those studies alone are a cause for pause. But also, the International Agency for Research on Cancer, that operates under the World Health Organization, has classified non-ionizing EMFs produced by electronic products like cell phones, smart devices, and tablets a possible human carcinogen. Yikes.
And our solution? Safe Sleeve. Safe Sleeve anti-radiation products are designed to give you peace of mind of knowing you and your devices are protected while making your devices even easier to use. All of their anti-radiation products incorporate their lab-tested shielding technology that can block over 99% of RF and 92% of ELF radiation. And that's important because the vast majority of products that claim to block EMF radiation either don't have any testing at all, or they only block a small portion of the harmful frequencies.
We absolutely love the sleek look of these stylish products. They come in a variety of styles and colors. For our phone cases, I picked black, Andrea picked tan, and they include a built-in wallet with RFID protection and a magnetically detachable inner case. They're also anti-radiation products for tablets, iPad, and laptops.
We are pumped because we have been looking for a brand to help protect ourselves and our loved ones from this radiation for months. My kiddos have the iPad cases. Searching for a brand with stylish phone cases, colorful iPad colors, and functional headphones for our workouts so that we can enjoy our devices but also not have to worry about how they're harming us.
And without a doubt, it's time to protect ourselves. Grab your Safe Sleeve phone case today and any of their other groundbreaking products at safesleevecases.com and use our code GOLDIVY for 15% off. Keeping the flu and common cold out of your household is important whether you're 5, 35, or 95, and we're going to tell you the easiest and most delicious way to do just that. It's with All Things Elderberry, a woman-owned business that has all-natural, vegan-friendly, and gluten-free elderberry products.
And when we say products, we mean a variety of delicious and beautiful products, not just for you, but for your entire household to get an immunity boost. If we had to pick our favorite product, I'm going with organic elderberry gummies. My kids are obsessed. We're trying to avoid sickness from school and make sure they can participate in their sports. So they take one every morning before they brush their teeth. They think the gummies taste like a mix of grape and cotton candy. I tried them too, and I can see why they ask for them every day. I love that they're boosting their immune system at the start of their day.
My favorite All Things Elderberry product is the elderberry green tea paired with the elderberry honey. The green tea gives me a midday boost, and the honey gives the tea extra sweetness. I also put the honey in my morning coffee instead of creamer. So good. All Things Elderberry is my solution for staying healthy before traveling, avoiding frequent colds and sinus infections, really just maintaining my health all year round.
What sets this brand apart from the others is there are no artificial additives in All Things Elderberry. Their elixir is made with organic, Missouri-grown elderberries, raw honey, and whole spices.
Elderberries not only help with immune support, but may also slow the aging process with their powerful antioxidants, improve skin health, and can shorten the duration of severity of colds and flu.
Visit allthingselderberry.com to explore their full range of immune-supporting products. Stay healthy and feel your best naturally. Use our code GOLDIVY at checkout for 15% off your first order. That's code GOLDIVY at checkout for 15% off your first order.
I'm going to show you. Let's just quickly tell me your number one section for positivity.
Positivity. Because of your strengths, you periodically savor opportunities to make your surroundings neat, orderly, or spotless. When your home, office, classroom, or files are tidy, perhaps you are more efficient, relaxed, or satisfied with your life. Sometimes clutter distracts you. Sometimes chaos frustrates you.
And the fact that that's under positivity
Yeah.
is interesting to me.
I should read my because of, but I'm going to read my first one because it's really funny. I read this during my Gallup coaching, and the person running it was like, that's under positivity.
Yeah.
So mine is, chances are good that you feel life is good when you can outthink or outmaneuver people such as rivals, classmates, or peers.
Really? Yeah. What does that have to do with positivity?
I'm super positive when I'm winning.
Oh, and I'm super positive when my
things are clean.
Things are clean. When things aren't, I'm grumpy. So that makes sense.
Totally.
It's like the chicken or the egg. Like I can't be positive without
Some order.
Absolutely. Now, you asked about how couples, and I'm actually putting together some Faithfully Unleash Your Strengths marriage classes, which is going to be really good. But what I did was a couples report for you guys, because I work with business teams, so I can add as many in a group. Well, I like to break it down into smaller groups, because once you get too many, it's not like I could do 20 on here. That gets to be a lot. But looking at it, I do a how they work best together and how they can butt heads, right?
Let's hear it.
So you both have woo. Both are natural connectors, energetic in social settings, and great at making others feel welcome. Yes. Do we want to go back and forth between like what works and what doesn't?
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to sandwich stuff.
Here's the good. Here's the not so
All right.
good.
Dude, that diffuser looks so cool. Wow.
It looks like a flame. It's kind of fun.
I want it.
So structure versus flexibility. Brooke values consistency, order, and process. Andrea thrives on activation, competition, and a rapid movement.
Rapid movement. Emphasis on the rapid movement. So how do we have harmony within that?
Okay, so
How do we win others over? Just
I can tell you. So Andrea moves fast and Brooke needs a plan. Let Andrea's initiate ideas. Brooke can implement with structure, schedule short action and vision meetings where both can contribute their style.
So I'm the one that's like, okay, and how are we putting this into place?
That is so
Yeah.
what we already
So,
do.
So
Andrea's
true.
like, ooh, let's do this. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah, but put a
We
phone
can.
in front of you as she's running, sending you 45 Snapchats. And then you're like, okay, I need AI to take notes of this to put it in my list.
You need to use Marco Polo instead, because you can go back and watch Marco Polo over and over.
Yeah, but it's kind of nice that I can't go back, because then I'm like, whatever sticks is meant to stick.
She's like, it's not my job.
Otherwise, I would
take
put
notes.
it on my list to go back and take the notes. Inside look at my brain, ladies and gentlemen.
No, but see, you've learned how to work with Andrea. You guys have been doing this for a while, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you both have futuristic high. They share vision and forward thinking. They can dream together about long-term impacts. We also have, hold on. Conflict avoidance versus competitive drive. Brooke, with your harmony, prefers peace and consensus. Andrea's competition is driven to win and push limits. Potential for tension in high pressure situations. So how we can resolve that is use Brooke's harmony and Andrea's positivity to navigate conflict constructively.
Okay.
Practice team huddles for open expression.
Have conversations while you're cleaning.
Yeah. Seriously, it's not a bit or after I've cleaned.
Well,
Don't come up in here looking for harmony if this place is a mess.
And I'm glad you said that, because sometimes people with discipline high don't understand somebody who's like constantly moving. Like for my husband, if I'm doing something while he's talking to me, he's like, you're not listening. And I'm like, actually, I listen so much better when I'm doing this. So we've come to understand that about each other through strengths. Like when I first got his report, I realized I had been talking to him for the wrong way for 27 years.
God, I know I need to do this. I want my kids to do it. I want my husband to do it.
And the last 3 to 4 years of our marriage have been the best because our communication is so much better. Ooh. If I want something, because I have activator number 5, I'm like, ready, fire, aim, right? And he has responsibility high and discipline high. So if I want something, I have to say, okay, I have this idea. You don't have to do it right now. But what do you think about this? Take the time to think it through and then get back to me when you're comfortable. Now, there are times when I need an answer right away. So I'm like, okay, I have this idea. I need an answer right away. You got 5 minutes. Is that okay? And usually he's like, oh my gosh, and then I bring the bullet points so he knows that I've thought it through.
See, this I feel like is the marriage counseling I'm missing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of times when you do marriage counseling, and like my husband and I have before, it's been when like things were more like tough, or we were like making sure we're on the same page, and it was just like a rockier time. This I feel is like preventative medicine. It's like, let's get to know each other's strengths, but then also like to have you to kind of coach us through how they apply, and like maybe have some homework, or like, and then come back and talk about it. Because when you're married and you have 3 kids, your time is limited, right? But if like you had a committed appointment, because we could say we're going to do this, and then like try and whatever. But I feel like if we had an appointment with you, we would actually sit down, take the hour, learn, and then come back with the homework. I feel like it's such a good idea.
And that's been one of the coolest things. I have a couple that I do coach with, and she thought that she was like always bowling him over because he'll take a second fiddle to her, right? Mm-hmm. But I was able to look at her strengths and his strengths, and she is more out there where he's behind the scenes. And so I was able to go, okay, you like being on stage, but he likes to be in the background supporting you. Think of him as tech in the back, right?
And you still need it.
And when you ask him over and over and over, well, what about this? What about this? What about this? Because you're trying to make him more comfortable. It's actually irritating him because he's like, no, I'm good right where I'm at. I don't need to be out there in front. In fact, I'm just here to support you. And she looks at him, she's like, is that true? And he's like, yeah, dead on.
Wow. Is there a way for couples to take it online and to compare, like, without working with someone? Like, I'm just wondering how people would read this on their own.
You can. Gallup gives you lots of information, and it's good, but I actually started out as an Eddie via Unleash Your Strengths coach first. So Eddie is my mentor, and he is a Gallup certified strengths coach. And learning from him, and I had taken my assessment, and I was like, oh, Gallup says I'm good at these 5 things, so like that's what I can focus on, and I have context very low. So again, it's in the back. Like I don't need to think about those things anymore. But learning from him, I was like, oh, this is different. This is so cool. And I jumped into his coaching program, not for anybody else, but for me, because at the time I was leading this big team with doTERRA, and I was just very empty. As a relationship builder, you tend to just give and give and give. If you look at my top 5 strengths, I am 3 influencing. But if you look at my top 10, I'm 5 relationship building, 3 influencing. So really, I'm a relationship builder influencer. So I love to do everything in a way that honors my desire to connect with the right people and move them forward. This is what makes me a good coach. So you can look at your report that you get from Gallup, and it's like a dry chicken dinner. It's going to feed you. And I say this as of last week, I got my Gallup certification because I have a book that I've written, and I can't move forward with printing it or publishing it because I'm not a Gallup certified strengths coach. So I wasn't. So I couldn't use the Gallup information, which is so important to have the 34 names and the domains, but everything else I've rewritten.
Yeah. It's kind of like this is just information, and then you have someone to decipher it and go through it, and that's how you implement and maximize it.
Yes. Yes. And that's what Eddie did for me, because I had my strengths for a couple of years, and then I heard him speak at an event and I was like, wait, what is that? I have never heard strengths talked about this way. So I took his coaching program, and I've been a Eddie Via Unleash Your Strengths coach for about 4 years now. And it made all the difference. And then last year, he and I went to an event called Faith Over Fear. And at that event, and this is where we're going to get where people will say I'm woo-woo.
I like it.
Give it to us.
But there was somebody up on stage talking about writing a book. Well, I've written at that point 2.5 children's books about essential oils. Like I had this third book that it was kind of sitting there, and I was like, I'm not going to pay attention to what's going up on stage because I've already written a book. I was talking to the lady who just came off stage sitting next to me. And then I was like, wait, I've been asking God to speak to me. So I was like, am I supposed to write a book? And I hear, yes. And I was like, wait, what? He's like, yes, it will be called Faithfully Unleash Your Strengths. You're going to work with Eddie Via, and you guys are going to be up on stage next year. And I was like, okay. And then I actually have, so we had these little, so this was my actual where I started writing the notes. And then I went up to Eddie afterwards, and he started writing notes on the back here, because I was like, hey, Eddie, God just told me we're going to write this book together. And he was like, I need a pen. I was like, okay. And he starts writing, and I can see he's getting to the bottom of this page. And then he hands me, he's like, I need another paper. So I hand him this paper. And what came from that is so cool. So I told you Eddie's original. So relationship builders love to connect with the right people. Influencers love to move people forward. Executors love to make sure things are done the right way. And strategic thinkers need time to think, create, and learn. But this way, I serve my divine purpose in a way that honors God's assignment for me to connect people with God, move people toward God, make sure, I'm sorry, it's hard to read his writing. Make sure things are done God's way, and think, co-create, and learn God's message.
Ooh.
And from there, I ran with it and have, with God, written this book, Faithfully Unleash Your Strengths. And now that I'm a Gallup certified coach, it's now going through the licensing. Like they're going to review it and see if I license it through them or if I just publish myself.
That's exciting. Congrats.
Thank you.
That is cool, especially because you're putting a faith lens on this. For anyone listening who is very spiritual, this just amplifies it, I feel like.
Yes. So from here, I added, so I've got different chapters on forgiveness or spirit of offense, releasing that spirit of offense. But within each strength, I've identified 2 Bible verses and how they support that strength, or how that support,
cool.
or how that strength helps you understand that verse better. So that's been really cool, because this is a whole new faith journey for me. Because I grew up in a really strict religion. I left that religion about 12 years ago. I've just kind of been having this relationship with God on my own. And at this event, he was like, okay, it's time to do more. It's time to get back in, find a community.
That's so exciting too, because I'm thinking of our listeners, and I think sometimes when you're doing self-discovery, or you're thinking about learning your strengths, especially if you're a mom, there's just this block that's I don't want it to be about me. That feels selfish, right? But if you're taking your strengths, one, to show up more authentically, that's great. But then if you're tying it to something beyond you, something deeper than you, tying it to your faith, tying it to a purpose that's, like I said, beyond you, that connects you to your spiritual life, I just think it gives it even deeper meaning, and then acknowledges you're on the right track. If these Bible verses are saying and taking in your strengths, it's of course I should focus on this more, right? This is my divine purpose here. This is how he made me to be on this planet. And I like what you said, that nobody is like you. And this assessment aligns with that too. If you are a faith-based person, knowing God put you on this planet, this specific time with all these specific qualities. And if you know them, and then you can show up more with them, really celebrating them, tying the Bible verses to them, it's just the secret sauce.
I also think our listeners, similar to us, love books and devotionals, right? That is so popular now, whether it's the Bible app or having a physical book, that to do your own strengths finder, the Clifton test, get your strengths, and then to pair it with this book. Like, how powerful. Even if it's a chapter a day, a page a day, like that's such a fun way. And I think a little more meaningful.
Yeah. I found, for me, it was really the chapter on forgiveness. It's so funny because here I'm writing it, but I'm also like, I'm more like, it's coming through me. And as I'm reading, I'm like, wow, like understanding some of these Bible verses on such a different level, and understand that, a lot of the Bible verses could go with any of the strengths. And so I was divinely led to like use it for this one or use it for this strength. So if your favorite Bible verse isn't one of your top strengths, it's okay. You can apply it anyway.
Yeah.
But it added so much more, and especially with things that had been going on in my life at that time. So it was a really fun process. I'm very excited to get this moving forward. Hopefully by the end of the week, I will know the next step that will happen with this book. I hope to have it in the publishing like by this fall.
So this fall, and then when would it be?
Well, like I hope
purchased?
to have it printed by this
Ooh,
fall.
That's exciting.
That's
like-
super exciting.
The sooner the better.
Yeah. You've shared so many things. I just like, we started with essential oils, we got into the strength finder, how you can do it for you, also with a partner, whether that's your significant other, a business partner, then transitioning into faith. You know, if you were to give our listeners your 3 gold stars, top 3 takeaways that they can leave with, what would you sum it up to?
You are uniquely you. You have a divine purpose, and you have gifts that have been given to you by God, and no one else has them. Like, you are unique and you are loved, like desperately loved by God. What else?
That was a good
That was a strong number 1.
You're not alone, and it's okay to reach out. Like, if you want to look over this by yourself, that's fine. But having someone to guide you on this is so much more effective. And that's what Eddie did for me. And that's what I do for others, is I help guide them on this path of knowing who they are and how awesome they are. Like, my favorite thing is to quickly wow people with what I did at the beginning. Like, you're kind of a cool person. Do you want to, do you want to know how awesome you are? And then I just read that off, and they're like, I want to hang out with that person. I'm like, yeah, that's you. Because most of the time I don't tell them it's them. I'm like, hey, so I want you to listen and see if this is somebody you want to hang out with. And so when I do that, they're like, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
I'm cool.
So, and then third, I don't even know. Right now my brain is like, obviously I started on this path down with essential oils because I was in a car accident and I was in a very, very dark place. And so essential oils are gifts from God, and they have just been such a powerful thing for me and for everyone in my family. I've got some very powerful stories about healing your body naturally. So when I coach with people, I give them lots of options. I'm not just a one-trick pony, because with Empathy High, I actually feel people, and I can go straight. Like, I ask people, do you want me to just go like, here's straight emotion code, or here's straight strengths, or do you want me to pull all of these things in, adding some essential oils? Sometimes we do a little hypnotherapy, taking people back to heal their inner child. So yeah.
I love it. I know you said you're not a magician, but I feel like that's a bag of tricks right there that you can pull out, which is so powerful, because I think sometimes you can do therapy and there's just like something missing. It feels like sometimes you're like hitting the same wall. You're like rehashing the same thing. And so I like to tap into different types of coaches. I know Brooke and I have worked with a variety of people, and I think that's so cool when you're trained in different things, because then you can bust them out depending on what comes up. So, and you kind of hinted at a few different things, so I'm excited for Unleashing Ivy. So these are more questions for you that we're curious about. And I want to tap in a little bit to the forgiveness that you talked about. So I know a lot of people that are listening, you know, they have tumultuous relationships with someone they love that they want a relationship with, or they just want peace with what happened and that person's not in their life anymore, you know, whatever that might be. And so what would you say some like things that really helped you with forgiveness that you lean on, that you feel like our listeners could kind of tap into and use for their own inner peace?
Okay, secularly, I would say, first off, know your strengths, know who you are. If you can get that other person's strengths so you can understand them better, awesome. Mm-hmm. There is an amazing blend called Forgive with doTERRA, and I put it on my heart almost daily because there's always someone you need to forgive, and most often it's yourself for those thoughts in your head, which really are just lies that are happening, right? They're not real. But so using essential oils, breathing techniques, grounding, those are all amazing things that can help with forgiveness. The other thing is, if you are Christian, then surrendering to God's love, right? And I have this amazing new app. It's a brand new company that started 5-6 weeks ago. And it's the Brilliant Plus app. And I'll give you guys each a 5-day free trial. Oh, fun. But one of the things, Graham Cook is the main person. And he has this, there's a couple of different, there's over 600 videos to listen to on this app. Wow. But one of the things is having a relationship with God. God loves you. And he doesn't remember, like when you ask for forgiveness, it's done. Mm-hmm. He doesn't keep bringing it back up. You don't have to keep asking for forgiveness over and over for something that happened a long time ago. He's like, sweetheart, we're done with that, right? Yeah. Like, let's just move forward. Let's have a wonderful relationship. And that's what this app is all about, a relationship with your Father. So one of the things I highly suggest is praying with God. It's a 5-day challenge, and it teaches you how not just to pray to him, but praying with him. He's your Father. He wants to be active in your life, and it's just beautiful. And that really started for me last fall when I went to Faith Over Fear. Was I didn't have that before. It was like, okay, I need to check off this list and and I need to do these things so that I'm a good person. And it's like, no. Obviously, yes, we have to do things to be a good person, but we don't have to do those to have a relationship with God. Obviously, once you start having that relationship, you're going to be drawn to that. Mm-hmm. So forgive yourself first and foremost for any mistakes that you've made in the past, because you can't do anything about it. Yeah. It's in the past. And just move forward knowing that you are loved for who you are, not for who you want to be, but for who you are.
Love that. That's
good advice. Yeah. Okay. My question, you hinted at it a little earlier with essential oils and having some awesome stories of healing people in your lives, chronic health issues, maybe I'm thinking when you said that. So will you share a little, how these essential oils can really help, what you've seen, what you recommend?
Yes. Okay. So probably my number one most powerful is I have a son who has hypogammaglobulinemia, which is, think bubble boy, but not that bad. Mm-hmm. So he has a suppressed immune system. And for years, he was on a list of medications. And I have to be very compliant. Now, here's the thing. Everybody's body is different. So oils work different in my body than they work in your body. Supplements, super, super important. But this child had been on a list for 10 years of medications that kept him alive. Super, super important. When I started into the essential oil world and supplement and really researching, and trust me, there's a lot of research behind this, we found some things to support his body naturally and slowly weaned him off of the things that he had been on for 10 years. And it has now been, 11 years for this child, where in the last 11 years he was on a daily prophylactic antibiotic. And in the last 11 years, he has had 4. Wow. And that's because he stopped doing what I asked him to do.
Listen to mama. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. So just the healing power of, in this example, the immune system.
So when you feed your body
there.
naturally, everything in nature has a left and a right.
Okay.
So as you're eating food, it comes in this way and your body has receptors. So the receptors grab on this way or they grab on this way. And your body says, ooh, food, I know what to do with this. Over-the-counter and prescription medications, which I'm not against. They're so often when you need it, especially for mental health and different things like that. They're derived from plants, which means they take it and they synthesize it. And now you have chirality, which is a mirrored image. So your body says it comes in this way and your body grabs on this way. And now you have open receptors. And when you have open receptors, we get things called side effects because your body says, well, it mostly matches, but we're going to give you some side effects. Essential oils are the immune system of a plant. Plants are carbon-based. We're carbon-based. It comes in this way and it comes in this way. And your body goes, ooh, nutrition. I know what to do with this. And when your body is nutritionally fed, your body heals itself. So the oils aren't healing you. They're just feeding your body nutritionally.
So you're ingesting, because right now we're just smelling this. So how do you ingest the essential oils?
So what I'm talking about, I am a certified essential oil coach through the Essential Oil Institute. I only recommend doTERRA because of the research I have done. And I can give you all sorts of amazing research that was done by Roseman University and different things. But you can use doTERRA aromatically, topically, and internally. On the bottle, if it says supplemental facts, you can ingest it. If it just says essential oil or essential oil blend, those are not ones to be ingested.
Okay. So can you give an example? Sorry, I'm asking 17 questions. Can you give an example of one that you might ingest?
If you had chronic gut health conditions, what would you ingest?
I've never thought about ingesting it. So I'm like, this is just new.
Okay, chronic gut health. First off, I also teach weekly classes on Zoom, so we can drop that link hopefully with all this.
Yeah.
Because the subject matter changes weekly, but if you're in gut health issues, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, first off, we have a blend called Digest Zen. Essential oils are adaptogenic. They work in your body different than they work in mine, but they also work. Something that works for one side of the spectrum will also work for the other. So let's say TMI, you're constipated or you have diarrhea. Typically, we have different medications for dealing with that. We have Digestin because it brings your body to center. So Digestin would be a place to start. I would also, probiotics. doTERRA has amazing probiotics. A good probiotic needs to be double encapsulated. Not just like, you can't eat your yogurt. First off, there's too much sugar in it. You can't eat your frozen yogurt. That's my favorite, but I eat frozen yogurt. I'm like, that's a really good treat filled with lots of sugar that's causing lots of more issues for your body. So that being said, I don't eat perfectly and I love my bacon cheeseburgers. So I use a lot of essential oils and supplements to help with my digestive health.
No, that's really helpful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I think this just proves we could sit here for 2
Yes,
more hours. We're
totally.
scratching the surface of Ronai's brain, which is so fun. So we'll have to have you back and jump on these Zooms and all the other things that you're doing. But we have one more question that we love to ask our guests. And it is, if you could go back and tell younger Ronai one thing, what age would she be and what would you tell her?
You know, this is something I actually did with my daughter recently. I wish I would go back to when I first was a mom, 29 years ago. I know, I don't look much older than 29, right?
Right.
And I would tell myself, it's okay to stay home and be a mom. You don't have to be a mom boss. You don't have to work and take care of kids and have all of the things. It is okay to just sit and enjoy those babies and grow with them and teach them how to cook and to be there. I grew up in a house where the TV was on all the time. So kitchen time was my mom's time alone in the kitchen watching her shows. And I did that. And I watch my daughter now, who is like the biggest inspiration in my life. And she's got 3 little boys. She just had a 10-pound baby boy last week.
Holy buckets. Sending her our love.
Congratulations. And I hope you're doing okay.
And she, ever since her oldest was 2, she would give him a butter knife and he would cut along with her. He would cook with her. And so I've done the same thing with the boys. I involve them in all these things. And I just want those young moms to know it's okay. If you can, obviously there's moms that need to work, but if you can and you could just stay home with them, do it. because that is the most important thing, is raising this next generation and showing them that they are loved and they are more important than all this stuff outside of the house.
And can I add to that? Depending if you're working or not working, knowing yourself and showing them it's important to celebrate yourself and your strengths. I'm going to cry thinking about this, but so many moms just don't. They just put themselves in the back burner, and your strengths matter. And that is what you're showing them, is that it's important to step into who you are and to know, like, if you do want to be at home, that you're going to be the best you at home, because that's part of how you're made, you know? Like for me, I tried being at home and it wasn't for me.
No, exactly.
So for me, it was more like a hybrid. And I just think what we're talking about today is so important. Yes, there's so many like health tips weaved into this episode, but coming back to knowing yourself and knowing it's okay to take the time, because this can really benefit your relationships and your home.
Absolutely. And there are those people who don't want to be a mom. And that's okay too. Like knowing who you are, like if you go, I just wasn't made for raising kids. Great. Know who you are and be the best version of who you are.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
Amen. Oh, this was so fun. Thank you. I loved the variety and being here with you in person, and especially that diffuser. This is just a joy.
You guys have a couple of extra gifts in that packet that I gave you.
Oh, boy.
I have written out a more complete strengths proclamation, SLS DNA. So what that is your strengths liberation statement. Like, I don't have to, which takes your bottom 2. Like, I don't have to do those things. Instead, you get to. And I did the top 10. I also did it from a faith-based strengths.
Love that.
And
Thank you.
I created a crafted prayer off of your strengths.
Oh my gosh,
so much.
thank you.
That is such a gift.
And we didn't even ask, if people want to find you, where can they go? Where they can follow you, work with you? Where can they connect with you?
RonaiBrumett.com. So RonaiBrumett.com. I'm also, this is like all the things. So essential oils and my hypnotherapy and strengths, my books, because I've got 2 children's books right now. Mom's got an oil for that and Dad's got an oil for that. And I also have a third one that's at the Illustrator, which is Grandma's got an oil for that.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
And they make really great baby shower gifts, but also for new people wanting to learn how to use oils. On every page, there's a recipe and how to use oils safely.
Cool.
Woven into a fun kid's story.
How cool.
And I can get you the links that you can drop in here for my classes and all the different things.
Love it.
So many goodies. Thank you.
Well, this was so fun. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for all this information. Thank you for the future information that I know that we're going to be getting from you. We appreciate your time, your energy. And like Brooke said, it's so fun to have you here. And I'm excited for people to watch you, because like in your strengths, you are like a magnet. Like you have an energy about you. And so we're so grateful for your time. And how we finish every episode is a quote, a piece of gold.
I would say that I am so grateful to know who I am at my core, and that I'm so grateful that God loves me deeply, and He loves all of you deeply as well.
This is Gold Ivy signing off.
Listen to your truth and go chase your gold. We want to thank you and encourage you to celebrate yourself for taking the time to learn and get inspired in your one beautiful life. And if this podcast means something to you, it would mean so much to us if you'd be willing to take 30 seconds to help support our mission to keep bringing you inspiring stories and guests.
First, following the podcast is important because it helps you never miss an episode. To do this, just go to the Ivy Unleashed podcast show page on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And then just tap the plus sign in the upper right-hand corner or click on follow.
While you're there, if you'd be so kind to give us a 5-star rating and review and share your favorite episode with a friend, we'd be so grateful for your support.
We are thrilled you're here and are so happy that you're taking time to prioritize your wellness, self-discovery, and growth with us. Additionally, we want to remind you that this podcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes. We are not licensed therapists, and this podcast is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or other qualified professionals.